You're watching Color 10 News at 10 in high definition.
Some shoppers in Springfield could soon see a new tax on their receipt. Hello again, I'm David Oliver.
And I'm Ashley Ketz. The proposal is for the Country Club Center on South Glenstone in Springfield. That's where Color 10's Kevin Schwaller is live tonight. Kevin, what happened in front of City Council on this issue tonight?
Council heard from developers and also city staff. The vote on this is officially set for the next council meeting there. And what makes this situation different from others is that this tax, or the ones that you would typically see show up on a receipt, are for public projects. This one, though, is not.
Parking lot it's goofy.
A goofy parking lot is one of the things
to keep a lot of leather back.
Kevin Hopkins is hoping pennies will change.
I enjoy being able to provide a job, and it feels good, you know.
Hopkins owns Springfield Leather Company in Country Club Center. A new proposal would create a community improvement district here if approved by City Council. It means up to a penny more on the dollar in sales tax if you shop here.
What does that even amount to? It's not very much. And we don't think the customers will really balk at that at all.
Shopper Tucker Dunaway says he wouldn't mind the tax.
This pavement does have some cracks in the sign.
He noticed the sign of "Where Here" on the sign.
It almost looks like an antique to me, something you'd see out of a 60s Route 66 video almost.
Between $250,000 and $300,000 a year.
That's how much gets invested in this area from a community improvement district. Executive Director of the Urban Districts Alliance says the CID downtown has helped to revitalize Center City.
By having the streets cleaned, having graffiti removed, having banners and streetscape presence, having a website, all those things help promote a new feeling for the district that's much different.
And the tax here in the downtown CID has paid for the electric bills on these lights and maintenance, along with an extra police presence in the area.
It looks well used.
How much is a penny worth? Amass a few hundred and you can start looking at getting tangible goods at Springfield Leather Company, and it could mean more than $1 million in changes to the Country Club Center over the next quarter century. Now, the city would have to mark this property here as blighted in order for this district to actually come to fruition. The other question is, what happens if some of these property owners do not want this district to happen? Now, it's important to note, though, that a majority of the property owners had to sign off on a petition before it went up to council in the first place.
And Kevin, do we know if this could possibly increase the rent on some of the businesses there?
We do know because of improvements, Worley says that the rents at least increased downtown after the time when that CID went into effect. He says it might not just be the improvements, though there could have been some other economic issues as well. He does not believe, though, that any businesses left that district because of some sort of increase in costs.
All right, Kevin Schwaller reporting live tonight in Springfield. Thanks, Kevin.
Tonight, new at 10, no more bills can be filed during Arkansas's legislative session. Today was the deadline, and members of the House and Senate took full advantage. Nearly 500 bills were filed today, though many of them will never make it out of committee.
I wouldn't say it's a waste of time. I think there are important issues out there that we want to make sure that we at least have a chance to deal with and talk about.
Lawmakers say tonight they're not trying to procrastinate, but a lot of time the bills are not quite right, but they have to file something by today. So once again, it all comes rushing in.
Jamie Warner is in the weather lab tonight, and it is a cold night, Jamie.
Yeah, it is. A cold day, too. 42 was the afternoon high. We're in the mid-30s now. Skies are mostly clearing with dry air in place and light winds. Temperatures are going to be cooling below freezing over the next few hours. Here's a look at temperatures across the rest of the area. Never made it into the 30s to the northeast of Springfield, where we're currently finding readings at or below freezing. This is where clouds persisted right up to the tail end of the day before they managed to clear out and you got a little bit of sun as the sun was going down. Above freezing to the south across southern Missouri, southwest Missouri, and into northern areas of Arkansas. But even in these locations, it'll be going a little bit below freezing. There's a little high cloudiness to our west. There's a lot more further west, and that will all be making its way into the area by morning. So we will start tomorrow off with mostly cloudy skies, and for a portion of the morning we'll find mostly cloudy skies, but I do think we'll see gradual clearing by late morning, and then during the afternoon sort of a mixture of mainly sun with some cloud cover. Temperatures tomorrow will be warmer after a freezing start. Look for afternoon highs in the low 50s, but temperatures will remain chilly through Wednesday before a real warm-up takes hold later in the week.
Jamie, thanks. Happening right now. An Amber Alert is out tonight for this 14-year-old girl. Arkansas police say Sydney Randall disappeared from her home in Walnut Ridge on Saturday. Now, her stepdad was the main suspect. He was found dead, though, today. Sydney still has not been found. And tonight, Springfield police are trying to figure out if two shots fired calls may be related. The first one happened just before 1 o'clock at the intersection of North Jefferson Avenue and East Dale Street here in town. Minutes later, police got another call about some shots fired out of a similar vehicle at East Calhoun Street and North Frisco Avenue. Police believe a person inside a vehicle there heading west on Dale fired multiple shots. The bullets hit two duplexes and an SUV. Two women were inside one of the duplexes, but neither was hurt. Police say these kinds of incidents are becoming more prevalent in Springfield.
With the help of witnesses, that's what it takes. The citizens of Springfield have to get involved in this, and like I said, we've had several callers on this, so hopefully we'll be able to identify the parties involved and pursue it.
Multiple witnesses described the vehicle as a mid-sized sedan. It's still unclear tonight, though, how many people were actually inside. Also, we know that Branson police have now released the names to Color 10 of the man and woman found dead over the weekend at the Queen Anne Motel. They are 30-year-old Cameron Davis of Tulsa and 28-year-old Amy Dawson, also from Tulsa. Police were called there to the hotel around 10:15 Saturday night. Officers say it appears Davis shot Dawson, then killed himself. Police say it appears both people had consumed large amounts of alcohol and marijuana.
Gas prices dropped slightly over the past week. According to MissouriGasPrices.com, the statewide average is $3.53 a gallon. That's down 1 cent, though you can find it for less than that in Springfield. The national average is $3.66. Even though it is spring break, many families cannot afford to take a vacation or find time to take off work. So parents are left looking for things their children can do while they're working all day. Color 10's Lindsay Klein ventured out to one spring break program at the YMCA.
You can bring them by whenever you want to and pick them up as early as you want to. They're with their buddies and having a real good time.
With kids across the Ozarks out of school for spring break,
Ooh, that's good.
Many parents are left looking for fun things their children can do while they're working.
A lot of families don't go on vacation. A lot of them still need to work, so we want to make sure we provide a program for those kiddos.
The YMCA's Holiday Adventure Camp is one of many programs in the Ozarks.
Who's that?
Aimed at helping parents out during these tough times.
And we offer financial assistance to parents who can't afford the program if it is a little bit too high for them. Typically, if you are qualified for free or reduced lunch through the Springfield schools, we're going to give you some assistance on your tuition. A lot of times it's going to be up to half off. What's your favorite color?
She says the downtown YMCA offers assistance to about 1/4 of the families who utilize this program.
When mom and dad have to work, they need to have care, and a lot of times they feel they may not be able to afford it, so they'll just leave their kiddos at home where there's no supervision, not regular meals, anything like that. So we really want to make sure we know that parents know it's affordable. We'll get you assistance to get in here even if you feel you can't afford it.
Not only does this program help parents out who have to work when school's not in session, but the kids can also participate in a lot of fun crafts and activities.
Me and my wife, we're full-time employees and we both have to work that way. You know, it's just the way the economy is right now. More than anything, it's a good social thing for them.
And these kids,
I've met lots of friends.
Say they like the activities they can participate in here.
Everything I like.
Much better than what they'd be doing if they were at home.
Stay at home and just play video games. Nothing else.
There's some sports, there's a pool in here. It's kind of fun.
Now, the program begins at 6:30 a.m. and lasts until 6:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Parents can pick up and drop their kids off whenever it's convenient for them, and it's still not too late to sign up. Parents are asked to send their kids with a bathing suit and a packed lunch. Now, if you're a Y member, the program just costs $13 a day, $18 if you are not a member. The Boys and Girls Club of Springfield also offering spring break activities that involve computer games, art, and physical activity. It costs $25, but that includes breakfast, lunch, and a snack. The park board also has spring break options, and if you'd like more ideas, just head over to ozarksfirst.com.
And Ozarks Food Harvest is tonight in the Easter spirit. Today, the agency received a 72,000 egg donation. Moark is a subsidiary of Land O'Lakes, and today it donated huge pallets full of eggs. Ozarks Food Harvest is thrilled to get this donation because it can provide up to 35,000 meals if you consider 2 eggs can make a meal. They tell us the timing is ideal.
You know, we've had big months of food donations in November and December. Those stores have been depleted, but people have to eat every day. So donations like this really help keep us going.
Moark, by the way, makes this same donation every year to the Ozarks Food Harvest.
In tonight's faith coverage, tomorrow morning voting begins as Catholic cardinals pick the next pope. Today, the 115 cardinals who vote held their final meeting. During the conclave in the Sistine Chapel, the cardinals will pray and vote in silence. When they are not voting, cardinals will continue discussing in private who is the best suited to lead the church.
They'll do so at meals predominantly, and then in the evening they'll meet in small groups.
The conclave is expected to last 2 or 3 days. Everyone will know that a pope has been chosen when white smoke comes from the chimney atop the Sistine Chapel.
And of course, you will get that information from CBS and us and OzarksFirst.com and Color 10 and a whole host of media will be all over that when it happens this week.
Sometime this week.
Well, during spring break week, most students cannot wait to get out of town.
But believe it or not, several college kids chose Springfield as their spring break destination.
It's just nice to help out people that really need it.
The hard work they're putting in and the reason they're doing it.
Now to more local news here at 10 tonight. While some college kids will choose to spend spring break on a beach somewhere, some Wisconsin students chose to spend their time off right here in Springfield.
Color 10's Melanie Chapman shows how they're helping others in need.
Some heavy lifting for this group of volunteers from Lakeland College in Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
We have fun yet?
These students chose to spend their spring break in Springfield to help build homes for Habitat for Humanity.
We picked this place because it sounded like a fun place to go.
The students say helping others in need is the most rewarding way to spend their time away from the books. Every year, these students volunteer for Habitat for Humanity. They can go anywhere in the country they want. They try to pick places that aren't too far away and with fun things to do. And this year, it's the Ozarks.
We will be taking a trip down to Branson. Last night we went to Lambert's Cafe where they throw the bread rolls. So we always try to add a little fun into the work that we do too.
Their assignment this trip is to remove these ramps from the homes and replace them with stairs. Whatever they can do to help others helps them feel a sense of accomplishment and giving. And for them, that's a lot of fun.
I mean, you can spend your vacation in Cancun sipping martinis on the beach, or you can do some work and help some really good people. So I think it gives a different feel to your spring break.
For me, it makes me feel good, and also we're giving some people a place to live. Nothing feels better than that.
And those Wisconsin students, by the way, will be in Springfield for the rest of the week working on homes.
Glad to have them here. They're here while it's cold, and it appears, Jamie, we're going to endure at least a couple more of these cold days before things get nice again, right?
Yeah, that's right. Here it is, spring break. But you know what? Spring break in the Ozarks, that's the way it goes sometimes. Some years it can be really warm, some years it can be really cold. This year we're going to get a mix. We're going to get the cold early, and then we're going to get the warm later this week. I'll show you in that 7-day forecast coming up.
And now weather with Color 10 News Chief Meteorologist Jamie Warner.
All right, well, the cold came after the rains, and boy, did we see some rain this past weekend, and that's really helped to bump up our rainfall totals for the year so far. We're over 7 inches, folks, here in Springfield, with that nearly 2 inches that we found this past weekend. A lot of spots seeing about that much. Some locations seeing almost 3 inches of rainfall. Getting back to Springfield, again, this is how much we've seen since the beginning of the year. That's an inch above normal so far for the year. That's a nice trend, and it's much different from last year. At this point last year, we were half of what we have now. We basically had seen about 3.5 inches by the middle of March, and we've seen over 7 inches at this point. And there is more rain in the forecast. The storm that brought the rains over the weekend now advancing toward the east coast. You see that band of rain right there. It will continue to head east. In the meantime, we're on the quieter, colder side of that storm, but there's another disturbance moving our way. You see this area of clouds, snow, even some rain showers across Kansas. That's all sliding toward the east-southeast, and will be making its way across southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, and ultimately into southwest Missouri and northwestern Arkansas. Let's take you hour by hour, show you how the overnight hours will progress. And it looks like for the rest of the overnight, we will find increasing clouds. And not only will we find increasing high cloudiness, but those clouds will thicken up. They will descend lower and lower to the surface. We'll get some mid-level clouds in there. And I think what that will do is cause temperatures to stop dropping and maybe actually rise from the upper 20s back into the low 30s to start off the day on Tuesday. During the day on Tuesday, it's going to take a little while to get this cloud cover through. In fact, every run of the model guidance that comes in indicates that chore of getting these clouds out may take a little bit longer during the morning on Tuesday. But I think as we get into the afternoon, we should find mainly sunny conditions developing like we saw today, with the exception of maybe northeast of Springfield once again, where clouds may linger longer like they did today. And as a result, that's where the coldest temperature, I think, will be during Tuesday. Looking at the forecast beyond tomorrow, high pressure, that cold area high pressure will still be located to our west on Wednesday. We'll be on the chilly side of that high, so it'll stay cooler than normal. But for the second half of this week, that area high pressure will build toward the southeast, and we're going to get on the warmer side of that high with winds out of the southwest. Look for highs in the 60s Thursday, and I think low 70s on Friday. Overnight tonight, increasing clouds after midnight, about 28 for the low, but temperatures again will probably tick back up a little bit towards sunrise on Tuesday. Tuesday, we will definitely start off with rather cloudy conditions, and I think we may find mostly cloudy skies through much of the morning. By late morning, though, I do expect a clearing trend, and that'll carry over into the afternoon with mostly sunny skies developing, about 51 for the high here in Springfield. If those clouds linger longer, I may be going too high for the high. I do think that areas to our northeast will likely stay cloudier, and it looks like upper 40s more likely here. Forecast after Tuesday. Wednesday still chilly. Highs in the upper 40s. Thursday, mid-60s for highs. Low 70s on Friday. Friday is my peak day of this work week. We get into the weekend. Saturday's not bad, but a front will settle south of the area, so temperatures kind of limited to around 70. And it looks like with that front to our south and then some disturbances interacting with that, we will find more cloud cover and a chance for showers and some thunder starting Saturday night and lasting, I think, into early Monday. Temperatures, well, look like in the 50s for highs Sunday and Monday and only in the 40s. But that's still subject to change, as we could find maybe that front trying to wobble north. And there will be some very warm air south of that front if that happens.
I have seen some folks on Facebook saying that they want their shorts and flip-flop weather, and so now they might get it there. So.
See, I'm talking to these folks very sternly right now. So,
yeah, that's
I'm
right.
trying to be the parent.
He's telling us what the weather's going to do.
Bring it on over, Carrie.
There's the chair. We forgot the chair.
There we go. See, I got to get my bar stool. Here we go. Now we can finish the weather.
You're bringing it back down.
Now we can finish the weather.
Talk on the same level.
Okay. Now I'm done.
All right, now we are done. Thanks, Jamie.
Okay.
When I see that bracket for the first time, that's Christmas morning for me.
Selection Sunday, less than a week away now.
Yeah, tonight, what college basketball analysts think of the hype, and Dan Lucy has your timeout responses next.
Now, the Chevy Dealer Sports Report with Dan Lucy.
Drury's magical men's basketball season continues to roll along. Over the weekend, Steve Hesser's Panthers stormed through the Great Lakes Valley Conference postseason tournament. Sunday, the Panthers beat Southern Indiana 71-65 for the championship, and Alex Hall just went off in the tournament championship game. He scored 34 points to earn the tournament MVP award. The 34 points is a GLVC tournament record, and that victory extends Drury's school record winning streak to 17 consecutive games. The Panthers will now host NCAA Division II Midwest Regional starting on Saturday. Here's a look at what that regional will look like. Drury against Findlay out of Ohio at 6, followed by Wisconsin Parkside against Michigan Tech. The early games on Saturday, Bellarmine against Indianapolis at noon, and Southern Indiana against Wayne State at 2:30 again at the O'Reilly Family Event Center. Selection Sunday, less than a week away. The teams are starting to punch their tickets to the big dance this afternoon. The guys who will call the play-by-play for these NCAA tournament games met for lunch and to talk hoops. Phil Shaner was there and fires us up for March Madness.
The voices of March Madness are getting tuned up for the hoops.
The one thing about the tournament that I love is that it's neutral courts and it's one and done. And as always, what takes place between the lines isn't impacted by what conference you come from. It's based on your talent, your togetherness, your unselfishness, your experience.
Selection Sunday is still a week away, but the anticipation is building even for the broadcasters.
When I see that bracket for the first time, that's Christmas morning for me, because I love to look at matchups, where this team's been sent, who's playing whom, what the potential games are down the line.
Well, if you're looking for some help filling out your March Madness bracket, the basketball analysts I talked to today, they weren't that sure themselves.
Last year it was easy. I said, oh, Kentucky's a lock. Kentucky's a lock. They're like, you sure? I said, it's a lock. You know, then the first year, Connecticut was like the 15th seed, and they won it. It's going to be like that this year. Nobody got any idea who's going to win this tournament this year.
To come, 3 weeks of buzzer beaters, upsets, and Cinderella stories, and more.
I think the connection with hope is what drives the tournament. If our guys do this, I hope we can prevail.
The wait is almost over. The tournament tips off Tuesday, March 19th with the NCAA First Four. At March Madness Media Day in New York City, I'm Phil Shaner.
Now back to our timeout at 6 o'clock. We talked about Creighton in the Missouri Valley Conference, and after spending a couple of days in St. Louis at the Valley Tournament, you definitely get the feeling that the Jays are history. The Missouri Valley will not fade away, though, just because Creighton is gone. In fact, Commissioner Doug Elgin says the Valley has never been defined by just one school. And over the years, teams like Tulsa, Louisville, and Cincinnati were once in the Valley. If the Big East is going to expand by 3 more teams, that's fine. I say get it over with. Don't drag out the drama, because the Valley needs to move on. Elgin says if there's an opening, he'd like to move quickly because other teams would love to join the Valley. Missouri, Murray State, Oral Roberts, Belmont. You know they'd love to join this conference. And keep this in mind, Blue Jays, the grass may be greener in the Big East. Right now, you're the big dog in the Valley. It may not be easy playing the likes of Georgetown, St. John's, and Villanova game in and game out. I asked for your opinions. Bob was the only one that emailed me tonight. We love Bob up at Lake of the Ozarks.
Faithful. He's
Creighton.
faithful.
Creighton, a word to the wise. The Big East will soon become a watered-down league, which will take time to mature. And as an MVC big dog, get used to the wannabe role in the new Big East. Omaha, Nebraska isn't exactly the place most 18 or 19-year-olds long to play basketball. The MVC will carry on quite well without you. Thank you. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, a lot of people agree with me.
I think Bob has a good point there, too. So,
well, if Creighton's going to move on, that's fine. The Valley will move.
We'll be fine without you.
They are a great conference.
All right,
anyways.
have a good life. Thanks, Dan.
We'll be right back.
Here are tonight's winning lottery numbers.
Cold now, but it's going to get warmer, right?
That's right. A couple more days of cold weather, then mild temperatures return later this week with sunshine.
It's going to feel nice come Friday.
Right.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. For now, good night.